So this is me staining the deck. I'm trying to get a capture. Generally, I'm doing between 1 and 3 lines of boards at a time. Most of the time I either do 1 or 3 for some reason, but 2 at a time, 3 at a time, that's about it. And I do the whole row and just go from one side to the other. This deck here, I have I thoroughly power washed it, and then I sanded it with a Festal and with a rather large belt sander. But they're cheap off of Wen. They're not expensive. They're only like $70 anymore, so why not? Anyway, yeah, this was washed and then sanded. I did let it get pretty greasy again. I was trying to capture a raccoon print, as you do, and there were about 10 or more greasy paw prints, but as you can see, they've kind of all disappeared. I mean, there's maybe a little bit, you can see maybe a little bit of discoloration here and there, but hardly anything, hardly a damn thing. So don't bother, probably. Anyway, that said, it doesn't matter if the deck is a little bit dirty. The stain does have a melting effect on the old residual bits and on the grease and grime that's currently on there. If you come across some obvious grease or grime that you've missed, then scrape it off as you go. That would be my advice. I prefer to use a brush. I'm using a brush that's got a bit mangled at this time. I left a wet one in there, but it's not been useful. What I have been doing that has been very useful is keeping a microfiber cloth in a bag, and I go after I've put on a couple of wet lines, and I'll go along and I'll dry it, or at least clear it off of the top. I think the important thing is to clear the lines off of the top. Okay, so I've loaded up my brush. It's a bit yicky now, but whatever. So squash out some of the liquid. It's way too heavy. That's pretty heavy brush load. Squash, 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 squash. I try and get it into all of the screw holes as well, and try and get it into the edges of the boards so that it covers everything. And yeah, minding the wildlife. Get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away, get away. Go on, get, shoo. Bugger off. Some wildlife, huh? He's just trying to get brushed in at this point. Oh well, hopefully you don't. So yeah, let's do 3 boards. We'll get those 3 going, and hopefully Mr. Spider will speed her off. Get out of there, mate. And so I don't mind having it wet on the boards for a little while. I think that probably helps. Like I said, I do try and get every screw hole and all of the knots, and I try and have like contact for like 60 seconds or more at least before I wipe it off, so that it's had a little chance to absorb and fall in the cracks. I don't mind brushing it in quite a bit too, because I always feel that brushing helps get your stain in there. It helps push it into the grain. So I don't think that's causing any problems by a little extra brushing. There we go. All right. So that's looking nice, and I could indeed probably take quite a lot of that off now. But I'm just going to continue brushing on a bit more, because I can't really be bothered to clean it up just yet. I'll do it all in a few minutes. You only have a certain amount of time before lines show up and solidify, you're going to know what I mean pretty shortly, I'm sure. So you can't leave an end of a board and wander off for a cup of tea and come back. You can't leave it like that. You have to finish an end like so. So, you know, if you're going to leave it and go away for a cup of tea, then you need to finish on a board. It's got to have that nice defined edge to it. If you come back, that will be finishable now. When I come back to it, you know, I could start off again and I wouldn't have a line. If I leave this, then this half of the board is going to be brown, and this half of the board is going to be like pale yellow. So we'll have brown, pale yellow, brown, pale yellow, if we were just to stop and start on those points. But we're just going to keep going for now, because that's kind of what we're doing right now. So there's all the screw holes, and I only do this when I'm quite confident and I'm moving, because again, I'm leaving all those stain points that would act as lines. They would turn into lines if I left them for more than a couple of seconds. If I leave them for a minute, 1 minute even, I'd probably have like 6 little stain lines that don't look like nothing. Alright, so now we've gone quite a long way ahead of the original bit. I'm going to go back and I'm going to brush that lot in a bit more, and then I'll probably come back with the rag. Oh, there's that spider. Hello, boy. And I'm going to get that lot in there too. Get behind the post as well. There we are. Alright, now let's go find the cloth. And that's kind of the final step to this, with a glove. All right. And voila, cloth still damp from the bag. And so, oh, sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. Oh, there we go. Now this is just like, I always think of this as like dressing the lines, as it were. You're probably going to have brush lines, and now they've all gone. You've got rid of them all. You've dressed your brush lines. They don't exist no more. And that's it pretty much. And I like knocking off that top brush line layer, because I really do think that it it does something for the whole deck, and it helps it stay a little bit paler and have much less noticeable brush marks. Anyway, that was it. That was how to continue with the deck. Every couple of years, power wash, quicksand. I've had it. Sometimes I have just sanded, not even power washed. You know, if it's just a rail or something, why bother? Just do a little bit. Also, if it turns green, acid, vinegar, just regular vinegar, to take the green out of the deck. I sanded this time because it was really green back here. So I sanded it, and then I hit it with a bunch of vinegar, and I left it for 10 minutes. And I brushed it off with a hose. Continued to sand it a little bit more, but not very much more, honestly. Just enough to get the dirt off, the raccoon food and remnants off, and then carried on, as you see. But yeah, that other deck had less sanding and has got some of the old finish on it mixed in between with the new finish. So there's new and old on this one. So you can see those darker reds are where the old finish is, and the yellow is where I've sanded it back. That's it.